What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike. I'm a full-time reseller. Today is Monday. That means you get my eBay sales, my Amazon sales, and the topic of the day, which is I'm here to tell you that making mistakes is perfectly fine, especially in the business we're in. And it's actually, you know, I kind of encourage, you to make mistakes along the way so you can learn from it. So after the eBay sales, after the Amazon sales, I'm going to tell you some of the mistakes I made, some of the mistakes other people have made, and why it's perfectly fine to not be perfect. If you're interested in being around like-minded people, one-on-one help, all that kind of fun stuff, join the YouTube channel. We got a private Discord. It's all media sellers. The information in the Discord channel is priceless. It's probably worth like $50 trillion if I had to put a price tag on it. So if you want to be around like-minded people, I think that's the best thing to do when you're in this business. Join the channel. It's super cheap. It's a business write-off, and come hang out with me and a bunch of other people that sell media full-time on Amazon and eBay. I'm shutting up. First up is the eBay sales. Let's go. All right, we are going to hop into the eBay sales. We sold 5 items for $5 million. Not really, but we did sell some decent stuff. First up, we have a book. Rare, The Trial and Death of Jesus Christ, 1894. Old books, plenty of money in this. I took an offer for $16. Somebody will appreciate how old this is, and it's in great shape still. So good sale here, not good sell here, good sale here. Can't complain about that. Moving on, we have Reese's Cups, plant-based. So this is like a new release from Hershey. You can't get them in stores yet, but I live right by Hershey, right? So I went down, I talked to Willy Wonka. I said, yo, you got any of this good stuff that's selling not in stores that I can sell online? We sold 2 of these for $29.50. That's right, just 4 peanut butter cups for almost $30. Moving on, we ran the auction on Ronald Reagan. We only got $10. Somebody will appreciate this as well. I mean, I'm doing people a service out here. They're getting my stuff for super cheap. So this is actually signed by Ronald Reagan. It's an official White House photo. I'm not a big collector or presidential politic kind of guy, or maybe I would have kept this for myself, but out the door, $9.50. Next up, we have more books here, a little set. Isaac Asimov. If you are into eBay book selling, you know Asimov is a name to look out for. He's made a bunch of science fiction related stuff, bunch of physics and things like that. I never even knew of Asimov. I can 100% say the only reason I ever discovered that this guy was actually worth something was Curator of the Lost. If you're not subscribed to him, go check him out. The dude's got book knowledge like none other. I mean, he's basically a scanner when he goes in with his eyes. He doesn't need a little finger scanner like me. But I think it was sometime at the beginning of last year, I watched one of his videos and he flipped some Asimov stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff's everywhere. And I probably since have sold at least $300 in Asimov books. So always be on the lookout for his stuff. A lot of it isn't worth it, but a lot of it is. So anytime you see Asimov, it's usually always no barcode. Always look it up on eBay. So shout out to Curator of the Lost, Shane. I appreciate it. And then the last sale we have, I got to put my book somewhere. Is this brand new iPhone. I found this on the ground when I was walking my cat. No, I'm just kidding. Deb recently upgraded her iPhone, so she went from the 11 to the 13. So she wanted to get a little bit of money back. So yes, I'm gonna have to pay her back. This sold for $230 over the weekend. Oh, Mike, why don't you use the iPhone? Listen, Android forever. All right, Android's easier. I don't gotta learn all this fancy stuff. Deb's got like an iMac, an Apple Watch. Like, she talks to me through her watch. It's like she's some kind of secret agent, right? She can just send photos from her watch to the computer she's got, to the phone. That's like a whole network. It's like Skynet sometimes. And I'm like, listen, this is how the world ends, right? The computers take over too much. So she sold her iPhone. Not too bad, can't complain. It's gone down in value because now this one here specifically, If you switch to our carrier, you get this for free. So 220 bucks, not too shabby. That's it for Fleabay. Listen, some point somewhere along the line, somebody sold something on eBay and it had fleas and it wound up in a customer's hands, and then they told me, hey, why don't we call it Fleabay instead of eBay? So that's why I call it Fleabay. I love all you eBay sellers. You're more dedicated than the Amazon sellers, right? You put in more time, more work. I mean, you guys are just next level. All right, time for Amazon. Us lazy, the platform of lazy bums that don't have to take photos or do anything else. We got a CD, T-Bone Burnett, the producer. A bunch of different artists on here. Remember, plus $4 shipping, $10.50 plus shipping. Next up, we have one of our awesome Bibles. We sold this for $36.22 plus shipping. Remember, we got these for $1 a piece at the store, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, so good pickup here. Always, I mean, I feel like every video I'm selling a Bible on these weekend wrap-up videos. Always check the Bible, especially ones that have barcodes, and this one was new sealed. Usually these faux leather ones will actually have the ISBN. You can't see it because this is here, but on the back and like kind of it's like engraved, but they always have them on the inside. You just got to make sure you scan the right ISBN. All right, next up, a DVD set, 24 season 7, sold for $23 plus $4 shipping. And this was a Goodwill flip. We paid $4 for this at the Goodwill, so we'll probably make right around $12 after fees and our buy cost, maybe a little bit more. Not too shabby. Actually making money from the Goodwill, that's like an achievement in itself. All right, also shout out to Debs. She was here the other day and organized my inventory, made everything nice and pretty for me. So yeah, I'll add like an extra $1 onto her iPhone payout. Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. Pretty big paperback here. Essential oil stuff, it used to always be good. If you've seen anything related to essential oils, you knew it was going to be profitable. Now there's so much of it because it's kind of come and gone, the fad. I always, whenever I see essential oil stuff, the same with horse stuff, I always scan it. So this has got all kinds of crazy stuff in it. I don't even know what I'm looking at here, but hey, it sold for 20 bucks plus shipping. Moving right along, next up we have a DVD and then a CD. The Crow, I picked this up at a pawn shop. Yes, I went into my first pawn shop ever. Well, not ever. The one around me sucks. I don't have nothing. But this one was across from a thrift store. DVDs were 20 for 10 bucks, so 50 cents a DVD. This sold for $12 plus shipping. The Crow, I know that kind of has like a cult following. I'm not a big Crow person, but that's why I scanned it and it was worth it. And then last but not least, I've had this one listed for a while, a long time. Running with Modern Military Cadence Volume 2. Yeah, military running stuff. So this sold for $17.53 plus shipping. It's going to do it for the sales. Another great weekend of sales. We just keep on trucking here, 1 week at a time, one listing at a time. That's how it gets done. Now we're going to talk about mistakes, right? So mistakes I have made early on, right? Bad buys. We've all been there. You start out, you're buying stuff that you probably shouldn't. You really don't understand what's going on, and that's perfectly fine. I see it in the Discord. You know, more people are starting to do this. Hop in our Discord and like, hey, you know, like, why isn't my stuff selling? Why is the price tanking? Well, when you make those first initial buys, you really, you know, maybe you have your profit set too low, or you really don't understand the screen you're looking at on Scout IQ or Scoutly. There's a million different things that can go wrong, and that's a learning experience. Don't see it as a negative, right? Yeah, it sucks. You're gonna have to get the item removed. You're gonna have to pay Amazon the $2 to get your item back or liquidate it or anything like that. But it's a learning experience. You're never gonna make those type of buys ever again, so it's worth it, right? Okay, so if somebody could say, hey, if you could pay for knowledge, that's basically what you're doing. If you could pay X amount of dollars to learn not to do something a certain way, then I'm pretty sure everybody sitting here listening would just be like, yeah, I'll do that. But there's a benefit to just kind of making the mistakes yourself. You understand next time when you're out scanning and you're looking at your screen, you know not to buy that type of item. There's also bad buys, right? I mean, in addition to just thrift stores, bulk buys, they happen. It's not really a mistake, but it happens from time to time. You go buy a whole bunch of stuff, you think it's going to be a home run, and it turns out to be a lot of work, and you make no money. Mistakes are perfectly fine to make. You know, when you're setting something up, when you're brand new to a business, or even us experienced sellers, we all run into different things at different times, right? You could say my mistake would be not getting into merchant fulfill sooner, or not doing eBay more heavily. There's a million different things you could say and think, you know, is a mistake, but it's really just a learning experience, and it's fine to make mistakes. Don't think, oh my God, Mike is perfect. Everything he does is 100% right. He never makes mistakes. I literally had to liquidate over 1,000 items last year, okay? So that's 1,000 items I went out, I paid for. My average buy cost last year was right around 80 cents. Sat in Amazon, didn't sell. I had to have them removed. So I made at least 1,000 mistakes last year, right? It's a learning experience. I'm not going to continue to make those buys. I have since changed my trigger sets. The important part is to learn from your mistakes, right? You make a mistake, you don't make it again, or you do everything that's possible to avoid making that same mistake again. I guarantee you I won't be having no 1,000 items removed this year. It'll probably be under 200. That's what I'm shooting for. If we factor in not the beginning of the year before the removal fees went up, because I went in and I liquidated a lot of stuff. That if that's the case, I'm already over that. So this year I'm already over a few hundred mistakes if we look at it like that. But just value your mistakes, and nobody's perfect. No matter what anybody sit here on YouTube tells you, there is plenty of mistakes happening in every single person's business. Mine, yours, somewhere along the line we're going to make mistakes. We learn from it, and that's the benefit of selling media. They're cheap. Buy it for a quarter, something happens. Oh, a customer return, it's damaged. You learn a lesson for a quarter. You learn a lesson for $1 versus thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. That's why people say start with media, because you can learn Amazon cheaply, because you're going to make mistakes, but you're going to learn from it without costing you an arm and a leg, right? You know, you're not mortgaging your house and making a mistake, and then you're living under the underpass. So, as always, I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.